Go on Vasher and why he's one of my favorite characters. Sure. Well, let's do some quick history on Vasher. He is from Nalthis, Warbreaker. He's a returned. When he returned, he was named Warbreaker the Peaceful by, well, what else? The Cult of the Returned. At some point in those early years, he formed the Five Scholars. Now, if you can't tell by my name, I find this group to be so fascinating. One of those Five Scholars' names was Shashara, and that was his wife. The Five Scholars, number one, they are some of the most knowledgeable when it comes to the Cosmere in general, realmatics, connection, investiture, all of the things that make the Cosmere what it is. They're also world hoppers. Now that's important because they were world hopping well before the events of Warbreaker, well before the events of Stormlight. At some point, Vasher and Shashara went to Roshar, and that is where they got the inspiration to awaken a blade. The inspiration coming from shard blades that they saw the people of this world fighting with. That awakened blade would eventually become Nightblood. Once created, Vasher could tell just how dangerous this weapon was. To keep its creation and how it was created a secret, literally murders his wife. I'm sure there's more to it than just that we'll get at some point when we get either the Warbreaker sequel or we get more of Vasher's background in the other Cosmere works. But on top of all that stuff, he's one of the most important people in Nalthis history. He was so involved in the Many War that he's known as two separate people, the person that started the war and ended it. Man has literal kingdoms on his back. And the amount of breath he had at one point was enough to create the God King. And then of course him and Vivenna go on their little adventures, and then he ends up on Roshar where he ends up being a swordmaster, and he's training the most important people in the kingdom. There is not a lot of people that can probably outfight Vasher. There's not a lot of people that have more knowledge about realmatics in the Cosmere than Vasher, other than maybe like Chris and Hoyd. Vasher's story is, there's so much mystery to it so that we don't know, that I just find it so fascinating. Plus, him as a character, he's interesting, he's fun, I just want to know more of it, and every time he's on a page, he's on screen, I can't get enough of it. I know some people thought that his scene in Rhythm of War was a little on the nose with his Cosmere talk, but I loved it. That was one of my favorite parts. So this was fun. Maybe I'll do some more character deep dives, and maybe I'll even do another one where I get even more detailed on Vasher and the Five Scholars, because I find them to be the most interesting group that has existed in the history of the Cosmere. I'm not going anywhere. More Cosmere content to come. Follow me, nerds. Have a good day.